So that's the biceps, and that's the bicipital groove. What are the muscles that is attached there? I'm sure you know this.
Biceps?
Which one? No, not biceps.
Triceps.
No. Triceps is all go to the olecranon, isn't it here? You have the teres major, pectoralis major. Okay? And then your latissimus dorsi. So that is a lady between the two majors. Latissimus dorsi, pectoralis major, and teres major. So your action of latissimus dorsi, pectoralis major, and teres major will have to be adduction of the arm. Okay, so these are your three muscles inserted here. Okay, turn around Johnny again. So that's teres minor, teres major. Okay, I've drawn a quadrangle here. Okay, that's called the quadrangular space. Quadrangular space is essentially bounded by laterally by the humerus, medially by the long head of triceps, teres major, teres minor. Okay, what comes out through this quadrangular space? Axillary nerve. Very good, axillary nerve, along with an artery. Go on. Posterior circumflex humeral artery. So the axillary nerve is accompanied by the posterior circumflex humeral artery. Whenever I try to emphasize something, that's because this is what comes up. Axillary nerve, posterior circumflex humeral artery. Then this comes down, and then it becomes a triangular interval. Okay, so the triangular interval is bounded by superiorly by the teres major, long head of triceps, humerus. And what comes out through that? Radial nerve. So that's the radial nerve which is coming out through there and lying in the bicipital groove. Sorry, lying in the spiral groove. Okay, which nerve artery accompanies that?
The profunda brachii.
Profunda brachii artery. Very good. Where does the profunda brachii artery come from?
The auxiliary, the brachial.
Brachial artery. I think at this point I need to, I'll tell you something which is of quite relevance. Just turn towards them. I said this is the pectoralis teres major, right? The anatomical significance of that point is your axillary artery comes there. At this point it changes name and then it becomes a brachial artery. Okay, so that's an anatomical point where the name changes. So the moment it becomes the brachial artery, immediately it gives off the profunda brachii branch. So if I go back to this image here, that's why you get the profunda brachii immediately coming off below the teres major. So axillary artery runs down, comes below the teres major, immediately given off the profunda brachii branch, and then the brachial artery just continues into the arm. Whenever you say profunda is deep. So it supplies the deep muscles, well, the muscles in the arm. Okay, so don't forget your quadrangular interval, boundaries, contents. Sorry, not quadrangular interval, quadrangular space. Triangular interval, boundaries, contents. Okay. Good. Okay, you can sit down for a minute. Okay. So going back here, radial nerve we discussed. Axillary nerve, just remember your deltoid. Okay, you have the anterior fibers, lateral fibers, and the posterior fibers. They're all supplied by the axillary nerve, and this is a bit more detail. Axillary nerve has got an anterior and a posterior division. That's why one of it supplies the teres minor. Okay. But for a part A, don't confuse which is anterior, which is posterior. Just remember that teres minor is also supplied by the axillary nerve. And the axillary nerve sensory is the regimental badge area, which I'm sure you know this. That's your sensory distribution for axillary. It's very difficult to test for teres minor in isolation because it's a part of the rotator cuff. So whenever you are asked any shoulder pathology, it always comes along with supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor is part of it. It's because you just can't isolate teres minor easily. Subscapularis you can because it's coming and attaching on the lesser tubercle. Okay.
You just completed your first video of the world's best medical exam preparation. Lecturio brings the knowledge of worldwide leading medical experts and teaching award winners to your PC, tablet, or smartphone. Prepare yourself and check your progress with thousands of quiz questions, customized to USMLE standards. And the very best, you can get in touch with our medical experts personally. Visit lecturio.com now and continue with the most inspiring medical education around the globe, anytime, anywhere.